Patrick Murphy says the political process does not end on election day. Young people need to stay involved in the process by continuing to pay attention to the conversation and holding their leaders accountable for the decisions they make. Make the right choice. Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Mohammed.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Today on The Eagle, EFCC assures of transparency in privatization process. Magu wants Bureau to change operators to stop being tools in the hands of politicians. Mass Against Corruption seeks partnership with the EFCC. This and more reports right after this time out. Stay tuned. The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, has expressed the Commission's readiness to partner with the Bureau of Public Enterprises BPE in ensuring transparency in the disposal of government's properties. Magu said this while receiving the Director General of the Bureau, Alex A. Oko, and other management staff of the Bureau who came on a courtesy visit to the EFCC new headquarters in Jabi, Abuja. Kamli Gebi has the details.
The EFCC boss said the Commission is ready to carry out due diligence on any entity who has shown interest in the purchase of government properties in order to prevent corrupt elements from using the privatization process as a means of laundering illegally acquired funds. He said the EFCC will give maximum support to the Bureau in order to avoid any threat that will discourage investors from coming into the country. Magu suggested the need to establish a common desk for a seamless synergy.
So what of our anti-corruption strategy is deliberately designed and structured to to encourage investors both inside and outside. So we are very much thinking together. Of course, any partnership or main participate in that is very important. If there are areas that we need to revisit, we will not hesitate to bring it to us. And the investigation, if there are cases coming from your end, I think we need to establish a common desk.
The FCC boss further thanked the BPE for their support during the evolution of the Commission, saying the 100 million naira received from BPE as takeoff support helped the Commission to start its operations. He stressed that the money brought some seriousness into the EFCC's operations, and the Commission started arresting those fraudsters who hitherto were seen as untouchable, moving around with convoys and sirens. Earlier in his remarks, Oko commended the EFCC for the achievements it has recorded over the years, especially in the sanitization of the nation's economy, which he said has increased investors' confidence. The DG, who was decorated in the course of the visit by the EFCC boss as anti-corruption ambassador, said that he was in the Commission to solicit the EFCC's support in ensuring that the activities of BPE are better monitored. He further explained that the activities of the Bureau reflect the principles of transparency that the EFCC is known to propagate.
We are very delighted, very delighted at the substantial progress that this commission that we helped to give birth to has achieved over the years. stepping into this edifice, for example, gives one the impression that this is not a financial crimes commission, but basically a financial services commission. And the edifice compares very favorably with what you have with the Central Bank of Nigeria. And for us, it's a physical indication of the kind of progress that this commission has made over the years. Both that in terms of transforming issues around transparency, anti-corruption, and giving the investors, of course, who we deal with on a regular basis, the kind of comfort and confidence to want to engage and invest in this economy. The EFCC has provided that platform and the atmosphere to enhance the investment opportunities in this country.
The BPE boss further said the EFCC has provided a platform and atmosphere that has enhanced comfort and confidence in the investors, who the Bureau directly deal with on a regular basis. The BPE is an agency of government that is mandated to provide sector reforms and enterprise reforms as it relates to government and state-owned enterprises.
Ahead of the 2019 general elections, the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Mustapha Magu, has warned Bureau de Change operators to stop aiding corrupt practices of politicians, as he vowed to prosecute operators and bankers who fail to comply with laws guiding the financial regulating system. Magu made this known at the Commission's headquarters in Jabi, Abuja, during a meeting with the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, APCON. Again, Kamala Gavi is our guide.
According to Magu, reports always showed that politicians transferred looted funds from government accounts to BDC's accounts in millions in about 75 transactions in one day. This, he said, is done with only paperwork, no physical cash. The acting chairman said the BDC operators now take the money to the politicians' villages and also buy properties for them in and outside the country. This act, he says, helps them clean up the dirty money. He added that all citizens have the responsibility to clean this country, and the right thing must always be done.
So all of us have a responsibility to fight corruption, to insist that people should do the right thing at all times.
Acting President of the Association, Aminu Gwadabe, who visited the Commission with 11 officers of the Association, commended the EFCC acting chairman for his determination and fighting spirit in the crusade against corruption in Nigeria. He assured that about 5,000 licensed members of the association are ready to collaborate with the Commission in the fight against corruption, but lamented that the problem has always been with unlicensed members who are ready to cut corners and bend the rules of the game. He pleaded with the EFCC to partner the association in sanitizing the sector and help cleanse it from bad eggs.
It's an umbrella of almost 5,000 people to change. Central Bank licensed people to change now. The Association of people to change. So we are an important vehicle in partnering awareness, communication, training, workshops. We have challenges that is inhibiting our compliance. The laws are there, the technical compliance is there, but the effectiveness is not there. And that is why every time there is a problem that is, we keep on having repeated problems. Anti-money laundering and financial counter-terrorism financing laws are fast closing on financial institutions. As I want to assure you, yes, we have agreed or have accepted totally the Bureau de Change cannot be an exception, and we are aligning to see how we can respect the integrity of the financial institutions. We are also giving you the necessary support in ensuring anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing laws are being implemented adequate to your best satisfaction.
Gwadabe and his team promised to take the message back, especially as those that made the visit came from across the zones of Nigeria.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
An anti-corruption group, Mass Against Corruption, has pledged its allegiance to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, giving assurances that it will partner with the anti-graft agency in every possible way. Speaking during a visit to the acting EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Magu, coordinator of the group, Abi Goodman, said the visit and partnership with the EFCC was a necessary step considering the crucial role the agency is playing in eradicating corruption in Nigeria. Amina Kawa has the details.
According to Goodman, the EFCC's support will no doubt help to elevate and sustain the conversation about corruption that our organization is trying to see brought to its barest minimum. She said, with the World Anti-Corruption Day celebration around the corner, the group would like to partner with the EFCC in sensitizing the populace on the ills of corruption through the use of football, which has always been a unifying factor in Nigeria.
So we've decided to use football as well to support your movement to fight corruption, because football is one of the, it's pretty much the only sport that actually unites us, in Nigeria. So that's why we come up with the idea to have a football match so that we can be able to, bring out the kids, get into every household, and also use entertainment industry as well to pass the message about corruption all the way to the grassroots.
Goodman also stressed the importance of rallying the society and the Nigerians in the diaspora against corruption, which she said MAC has members all over. President National Youth Council of Nigeria, Bala Shagari, who was part of the entourage, stressed the need for the youths to be involved in the fight against corruption, as they are directly affected by the dangers of corruption. He pledged the support of the Nigerian youth to the EFCC chairman in the fight against corruption.
We came with the mandate of assisting the government in its policy in fighting against corruption. And it's as a result that we attended the AU meeting at Algiers that I held just a month ago, and which the topic, the theme of the meeting is the role of youth in fighting corruption in Africa, in which I spoke. And I saw this as an opportunity, this initiative of hers, because she met me as an opportunity to key into these policies of fighting corruption. And that is why the Nigerian youth, we want to let you know that the Nigerian youth are in support of this initiative, and we will do everything in our power to support this institution to achieve this goal of fighting corruption.
Responding, the acting EFCC chairman Ibrahim Magu thanked the organization for their support, stressing that the fight against corruption is for everyone and not for the anti-graft agencies alone. Magu promised to collaborate with the organization in any way possible to achieve the mandate of the president in eradicating the cankerworm of corruption.
I'm encouraged when you say you want to partner with us, because we are doing this for the benefit of the generation, the youth in particular, that we are trying to just protect your future. We are trying to make sure that you don't suffer again, because some of us came in early and we had almost free education. I mean, we can count the number of school fees we paid, and so we should. That we have the potential to restore such things in Nigeria again.
Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Fair Play Sport, in collaboration with the EFCC and other stakeholders, is organizing an anti-corruption marathon to commemorate the World Anti-Corruption Day, which is marked every 9th of December. In preparation of this activity, the group paid a courtesy visit to the EFCC acting chairman, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu, to intimate him on the progress made so far. Here are the details of their visit.
The group, which was led by Fair Play Sports' Jacob Onu, said the visit became necessary since EFCC was one of the agencies saddled with eradicating corruption in Nigeria and so a partner in progress. Onu said the marathon cannot take place without the involvement of the EFCC, as all hands must be on deck in using the marathon to create anti-corruption awareness and sensitize the populace.
To do this, sir, we have to gather all stakeholders to make sure that this thing is a success. Nigeria is about to make history, to be the first country in the world to use marathon to create this awareness.
Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Youth and Student Affairs, Nasir Adahama, who was part of the entourage, also stressed readiness to partner with the EFCC in ensuring success of the marathon. Adahama commended the EFCC in restoring the global confidence in Nigeria and in curbing corruption in the country, stressing that he has full support for the anti-corruption crusade being driven by the Commission.
I find it very important for us to collaborate because when it comes to corruption, I think that is one of the things that Mr. President did not take it lightly. And I'm very much sure that is why we have leadership like Mr. Chairman here present, because we know that Nigeria cannot succeed if we do not fight corruption. The problem of Nigeria is corruption. All the insurgency, all the problems we are seeing, if we fight corruption, I'm very much sure that 90% of our problems that we are facing, it will be solved.
Responding, the acting EFCC chairman Ibrahim Magu expressed delight at the visit and commended the group for the efforts made so far. Magu said such collaborations are welcomed by the EFCC as the fight against corruption is for all Nigerians and not the anti-graft agencies alone. He said the EFCC will give all the maximum support needed for the success of the event.
That's the courage and determination to make things done. There are these old footballers that the president has watched them in those days. It's good to bring them in.
Members of the group include representatives of the ICPC, FRSC, BPSR, and AFN. Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health and call, we no see. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
If you're just joining us, the program is still The Eagle, a production of the Public Affairs Department of the EFCC. Next, our court updates, as we start from the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, where the conviction of former Governor of Taraba State, Jolly Inyami, and his Plateau counterpart, Joshua Dare, were upheld as handed down on them by Justice Adebukola Banjoko of FCT High Court, Gudu. Their sentences were converted from 14 years to 12 years and 12 to 10 years, respectively, for being first-time offenders. Kamili Gaby is standing by to tell us what transpired in court. Over to you, Kamilu.
Justice Banjoko had on May 30th, 2018, found the former Taraba State Governor, Jolly Inyami, guilty and sentenced him to 14 years for criminal breach of trust, 2 for criminal misappropriation, 7 for gratification, and 5 for obtaining by dishonesty to run concurrently. The trial judge on June 12, 2018 also found the former Plateau State Governor Joshua Dare guilty of 15 out of the 23-count amended charge brought against him by the EFCC, bordering on criminal breach of trust and misappropriation of public funds, and sentenced him to 14 years in prison for criminal breach of trust and 2 years for misappropriation of public funds to run concurrently. The 2 former governors, who are currently serving their jail terms at Kuje Prison, had approached the Court of Appeal seeking to have their convictions and sentencing set aside. Reading their verdict, the lead judgment on behalf of the panel, Ada stressed that it was a unanimous decision. The panel upheld the conviction of Dariye based on counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 17, 21, and 22. Ada, however, stressed that the lower court ought to have given consideration to the fact that Dariye was a first-time offender and also set aside his conviction based on count 12, while quashing his conviction based on count 23. In view of being a first-time offender, their lordship reduced his sentencing of 14 years for criminal breach of trust to 10 years on each count, and also reduced his 2-year sentence to 1 for misappropriation of funds, all to run concurrently. Justice Ada added that the forfeiture order of the lower court is also upheld. Meanwhile, Nyame was not so lucky, as the panel that sat on his appeal, comprising of Justices Aboki and Emmanuel Agim, not only upheld his conviction, but also fined him 495 million naira. Reducing the sentencing of the lower court, and I quote, "In conformity with Section 315 of the Penal Code and Section 416 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, end of quote, Justice Agim, who read the judgment, converted Nyame's jail term to 12 years and fined him 100 million naira each on counts 1, 2, and 6, and 50 million naira on count 8, 20 million naira on counts 10, 12, and 14, 10 million naira on counts 16, 18, 20, 27, 29, 30, 31, and 32, and 5 million naira on count 36, totaling 495 million naira. Nyame also had his sentence reduced from 14 to 12 years for criminal breach of trust, 7 to 5 years for gratification, and 5 to 4 years for obtaining dishonestly.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has secured the conviction of Raymond Azuka for offences bordering on forgery committed between May 2013 and August 2014. The details.
Azuka was standing trial before Justice M.B. Idris of the Federal Capital Territory FCT High Court Yenya for a 6-count charge in which he was accused to have intentionally induced the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company, NSPMC, to employ him as security assistant 1A. Azuka presented forged reference letter purportedly made by the Honorable Minister of Finance, Dr. Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala, recommending him as a worthy officer fit for employment. The offence is contrary to Section 320, subsection B of the Penal Code. The EFCC also accused him in counts 1, 4, 5, and 6 of forgery and intentionally inducing the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, to employ him as Accountant Officer 2 by presenting a forged reference letter purportedly signed by Okonjo-Iweala, then the Minister of Finance. Justice Idris found him guilty on counts 2 and 3, in which he was accused of forging the reference letter purportedly signed by Okonjo-Iweala, and fixed December 7, 2018 for sentencing and hearing of all the charges. Amina Kawa reporting for The Eagle.
And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your enquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org, or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCC NG at gmail.com. You can like our page on facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at Official EFCC. And of course, as usual, you can visit our Instagram page at Official EFCC. To watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/Official EFCC. My name is Aisha Mohammed. See you next week, same time, same station. From all of us, it's goodbye and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.